Beloved, I told y'all this was going to be an epic season, man. Today I'm with my beautiful co-host,
Crystal Roman.
HOTSEAThaas.
And I got a special guest. Just not a guest, one of my real close friends, one of my brothers I knew for over like 20 years. And I'm super proud of him. I tell him that off the phone, on the phone when I see him. So this is going to be a real dope interview. I could give my brother his flowers and really talk about his journey through life and all that. So with no further notice, introducing my brother, Dominique Easley, man.
Appreciate you. Nice to meet everybody.
Yo, so basically, man, we want to just talk about your journey, bro. Like coming through Staten Island, making it, the mental in it, just like the evils that come with it, the good that come with it, everything, you know, like the little kid looking at Dominique Easley, you want to be Dominique Easley, you could go through the journey with it. So basically, we just want to know about everything about you in this little 45-minute episode. So let's just start where it happened at, like really, like where did it happen for you?
Ooh, where did it happen? Say sophomore year of high school. Yeah, everybody from the island know Dominique LeGrand.
Yes, sir.
So coming up from my freshman year of high school, coming up to varsity, he was the guy, right? He was the #1 player in New York at the time, and his work ethic was admirable. Mm-hmm. So literally, I just coattailed everything that he did, as far as like the way he worked out, what he did, when he worked out, how he worked out. I just literally tried to follow everything that he did, and that's what really just sparked my interest of competing at a high level. Yeah. You know what I mean? That kind of was like the when I knew that I was gonna be a little bit different.
Separated yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, cause you came out of nowhere though, bro. Yeah. My moves, they like, Dom, like #1, what? He was like #1 in the nation junior senior year, right?
Third or fifth
like,
year.
Nah, my boy, it's up. Hero magazines and all that. I said, nah, it's up. Out of nowhere though, bro. That's crazy, son. So how'd you deal with that? Like what? Like junior senior year? How you dealing with that? Like I'm from Staten Island. I'm #3 in the nation. I'm a senior. You going on trips to Miami? How you deal with that? Like, cause I know you could answer that, but I know like, cause it's a big thing. Like when you play football, when you play basketball, when you're important, how you see like people treat you different. Like yo, you wasn't just treating me like this 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, so how you deal with that? Like when you know some of that love is fake, but you gotta play along with it, cause you know like, all right, cool, I'm important to this person because of this. Like, do you still keep it in yourself? Like I gotta be a little selfish, cause I know if I was just about to just go to CSI, you wouldn't be doing this. Like you wouldn't have me in Miami talking about I'm God or I'm paying for my Chick-fil-A. So how you was dealing with that?
Like my peers or everybody else in the world?
Just like everybody, and just like including your peers, because you was cool. You was a little bit cool with your peers, and they was probably cooler than you. Then they see you the man. You see them like, oh, now I'm the man, huh? You trying to pull up. Like how you deal with that mental, like, cause on the low, that's really dealing with mental health. Like seeing how selfish people are, seeing how not true people are. You feel me? Like how you deal with that? Like,
Nah, it was definitely a challenge. I mean, at the time, I didn't really recognize it. Yeah. You know what I mean? It created insecurity of mine, where I became so insecure to be this person. I never wanted to be looked at as I was different. You know what I mean? I never wanted to look at, oh, he's going to Florida, oh, he's doing this, oh, he's doing that. So I always had those conversations, or I always tried to put myself in the same, I guess, bubble as everybody else. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was weird. It was weird, but I always kept. I never clinged on to it. Yeah. Never attached myself to that kind of stage in my life. I stayed true to who I was. Yeah. Always stayed true to who I was, and I never went past that. Yeah. For real.
That's a fact. That's crazy though, bro. Just like coming from Staten Island, being the #1 pick. Imagine the obstacles you gotta go through, bro. Like
I mean,
that's obstacles, son. Like Staten Island.
Handouts come out or favors and.
Yeah. I hated it because then people start asking me for, like, it was crazy. Friends, mothers was asking me for money. Aunts was asking me for money. I never took anything when I was a kid. Yeah. Like I never asked for anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would think that my friends around me would think the same thing, but whenever it came to me getting something, I never asked for anything. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I always felt uncomfortable asking, even when it came to my mom. I always felt uncomfortable asking just because that just wasn't in my body, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's a fact. So when I did get to the point where I was able to be asked for, I ain't feel bad to say no. I ain't have that guilty conscience for certain people to say no. You know what I mean? But when it came to like people close to me, it took me a couple of yeses to realize, no, I gotta say no.
I gotta say no. That's a little bit. That's good to hear because you know a lot of people got survivors.
You don't know how to say no.
You don't know how to say no, son. Like
you feel like you have to say yes.
Yeah, you have to say yes because I don't want to lose my relationship. Yeah, you feel me? Like that's crazy, son.
And it guilt you. It's like I got it. Don't mean that I gotta give it up. I got. You know, what happened before? Like, or what did you do before? You knew I had it.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
Like,
exactly.
What was you doing before that? But
so wait, so at 22, 23, you do something that's huge. So for those of you that don't know it, just let them know what you did at that age. Where were you? What platform? You go in and you win something huge. And maybe some folks may not know it. So you need to say what you did, the accomplishment that not a lot of people.
See, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care about the Super Bowl.
Really?
Never did.
Really?
Everybody that knows me, I don't
it's
care.
A huge accomplishment.
Not for me. My kids is my huge accomplishment.
Okay.
Yeah,
so do you feel like from career-wise, it's an accomplishment and your kids are a personal accomplishment, or you just feel like overall the boys are?
No, I don't feel like my football life was an accomplishment.
Okay. I guess elaborate on that. Like, tell us, like, what are some of the bad things that happened that you were, if you feel comfortable.
No, you good.
That happened that changed the trajectory of your life, and you learned that from being in this industry, and that you would either help other young athletes or feel comfortable talking about it to say this, like, don't be fooled.
I feel like nowadays it's different compared to when we grew up, because I feel like when we grew up there was more of a stigmatism behind feeling stupid, not asking too many questions, putting yourself in a box on the other side of the room because you don't want to seem like you don't know. So I feel like at that point in time when I was in the NFL, I had that stigmatism attached to me as well, to where I wouldn't ask certain questions because I didn't want to feel stupid. Especially the way we grew up, it was never okay to ask, how can I say, a common sense question.
Yeah, no, it's a big fact.
You know what I mean? Like the first thing, any type of conversation you're gonna have with an adult at that point it's common sense. Why don't you know this? You know what I mean? Like, why are you asking this question? Like, that should never come out a person's mouth. Why are you asking this question? I'm asking because I don't know, and I need to know. You know what I mean?
Also,
so definitely, I wish that I would have embraced my position. You know what I mean? I took myself out of what I was actually going through because of that insecurity that I wound up building because of where I came from. You know what I mean? Not wanting to put myself in the limelight or seem like, oh, he's this way now, on top of not putting myself in a situation where I feel stupid.
Yeah, you know, bro. You know how many people miss their blessings or just was super nice or just wanted to do something, but somebody shot their confidence down back in our day. But like now it's cool. Like people want to teach you, but back in our day, bro, like old people was calling you stupid. You stupid? What you like? You feel me? Like with the aggression too. Like don't ask me that. Come on, little man, you gonna come in.
The little thing you
like bro, like just like the littlest things.
It takes a toll on you.
It takes a super toll, son.
Will you I like to ask that kind of question. Like, were you proud coming from Staten Island?
For sure.
And then you made it legit. It's not like
first round.
Yeah, I'm saying it's not like these conversations of people that and I'm not knocking nobody. You might be a rapper, have some type of celebrity or something, but you made it. You was on the screen. Like, so, for one, is your view on Staten Island, you say you're proud, but how is that compared to how, like, your peers might have viewed Staten Island? Like, you know how we get the we do it to ourselves.
It's crazy because every time I would, like, be around, like, my homeboys, it'd be like, oh, I can't wait to get out of Staten Island. I can't wait. I hate Staten Island.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I left Staten Island at a great time.
Great time.
Like, I was having the ball of my life when I was on Staten Island. So, I always wanted to go back. You know? I always wanted to go back. And that's because I was gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was one thing that I always held true to me. But it was also a bad characteristic of mine when I was at that point. I would think that I had to live like I grew up.
Yeah.
So the way I carried myself is if, we had to live like this because of this, because of that. I'm not in that situation no more.
Exactly.
I don't live with those worries in the back of my head or who's gonna be around me, this, that, and the third no more. So why am I reacting this way? You know what I mean? So that was definitely like one of the things that I had to get out of myself and recreate for myself was my own morals or my own values compared to the way I'm living my life, not to the way I grew up.
Yeah, bro, and that's really a curse because I know you done seen it. Like how I said, you really on the main stage, like you really see superstars, really still acting like they still gangsters. Like, bro, we not that no more.
Exactly.
Like, you gotta change the community. You bringing more damage to the community now. Like,
exactly.
You like, come on, bro. You supposed to bring you coming back to the community, getting lit. Like you making it even more bad. But it's crazy. Cause I guarantee you, they don't even want to do that. It's just like Dom said, like they be so insecure that they don't want to. Cause I can guarantee you that they don't act like that when they in their NFL home. They don't act like that. They act professional, but they come home and put on that act because they don't want to seem like, oh, I'm not from the block no more. Like, you feel me? But that's so big to grow out of. That's way more easier said than done. That's way more easier said than done.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of our issues. You know what I mean?
Fast.
For people that made it, and then people that did, you know, that's still in these environments. You know what I mean? Because it's like you gotta shed it. Yeah, that's and you feel that it's a knock if you shedding that. You're growing. It's growth.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is.
It's a super knock, bro, and it's super hard. Bro, it's super hard to do something.
Yeah,
it's super hard.
No, I'm not.
You might lose friends. You might lose your brother.
Your brother.
Yeah, you feel me? Like you might.
Sometimes the shedding is necessary because it's just extra skin that you don't need.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And it's weight on you that you walking around with that you probably don't need to have on you.
You know, it's crazy. I've taken a very interesting take to snakes.
Yeah.
I've taken a snake.
Yeah,
because the way snakes grow at a realistic time frame. Like people think, oh, I learned this. Oh, I'm becoming this way. It's gonna happen like that.
Yeah.
It's never gonna happen like that.
Never.
Snakes, they allow the patience. They allow life to still continue, life to still grow while they're shedding, and they create new skin while they're still going through life.
Yeah, bro, what's going through your head when you get drafted the first round? I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you, I was in VA. I said, "Oh, my boy got drafted." It's lit. I was so mad. I was so mad because that's when y'all had the draft party in the city.
Oh yeah.
I was supposed to pull up, son, but I didn't even care. Let me take that back. I wasn't mad. I was happy, son. I'm like, nah, this is really my man. And I'm just looking at all the videos on the grill. Everybody, it's like, yo, bro, like literally, like you know how people have draft parties and then you see new people around. Like, bro, it was everybody we grew up with. Bro. I said, nah, my son is really putting on. Everybody was there. I'm like, yo, that shit is crazy, son. Really got drafted first round. I was really so happy. Like, this is my boy. What was that, 29th, right? Yeah. And he went to the Patriots when he was lit. I said, nah, no way. My boy, you feel me? He's on the Patriots, bro. So how did that feel? And I'm going to get to that too. I'm going to make that a two-part question. Like, how did you feel when you got drafted, bro? And how many people was at that party You don't gotta say no names. You don't gotta. We not starting off. But how many people was at that party that don't even matter no more? That like, you feel me? Like, you know, like how did it feel? Like, you know, when you make it, and then like 10 years later, 5 years later, you realize, yo, he was a sucker, son. Like,
yeah.
You feel me? Like,
I mean, for draft wise, it wasn't a great experience just because one, I didn't want to go to the Patriots. I knew I was going to the Patriots. I was supposed to be going to the Seahawks.
You wanted to go there?
Yeah. That was with he was like a father figure to me, the defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn. But he was my defensive coordinator in college too. So I knew they was gonna draft me because that year they wound up trading out because I wound up getting drafted by the Patriots. So I knew I wanted to go to them, but I knew that the Patriots were gonna draft me because Bill already told me. So honestly, I didn't pick up my phone when they called me because I knew the area code, and I was in there with two. It's crazy that you said. It's crazy that you said that. It's two people I barely like. I used to always be with, but I barely even I wouldn't want to see on the day of this on the day in the earth. And then another one, we kind of just got back cool with each other or whatever. But I gave the phone. They took the phone and answered. You know what I mean? So I wasn't. I guess it wasn't that dream that everybody looked for. You know what I mean? Yeah, I had a great. I guess my celebration came when I was able to see everybody. You know what I mean? Like I was able to see everybody, but that was still an issue because that energy still came back because there was still about to be a fight. There was still like I grew up with me. I was cool with every hood. You know what I mean? Like I ain't beef with no hoods. I was in every hood. I was cool with every hood. So everybody was coming from every hood. So there was beef coming. You know what I mean? So that came. So that came. But the good thing about it is that like once I made it understood, like bro, we're not doing this. Like I want everybody here. And we're gonna have a good time. If y'all can't, respectfully, y'all gotta go. You know what I mean? Everybody respected it. So it wound up being a great night. To answer your second question, I don't fuck with nobody. Excuse my language. I don't mess with nobody that was there really.
Because at the end of the day, you get older and you realize all I need is my family. And just a select few, you feel me? You call it the Cheerio, you call it the hula hoop. Exactly. My family is the Cheerio, and then just a select full of homies is the hula hoop. You feel me? Because you start to realize niggas don't got the best interest for you, bro. Like they don't got the best interest for you. It's like, yo, let me be a you feel me? Like let me. What are you talking about, bro? Relax. Like we'll be around people. Like it's like people just want a piece of you. It's instead of just being with you, people want a piece of you. You feel me? So like that's so crazy that because I don't think I would be able to deal with that, bro. Like that'd mess up my head. Like from like friends to females, I wouldn't know who that'd literally have me questioning everybody. Like I got millions of dollars. Like I'm questioning everything, bro.
You definitely did.
I'm questioning everything, son.
That's exactly what it did. It made you question everything.
Everybody got a plan.
And that's when like mental health kick in. Like some could really be for you, but in your head, nah, you not for me. Like the littlest thing could trigger you. Like yo, bro, pick me up a double cheeseburger from McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what?
What are you talking about, boy? Like you feel me? When did I start picking up double cheeseburger? You think because I signed for M's? You feel me? So it's like crazy that the games and play with you, but. Some people really don't be for you, bro. You feel me? So, but that's why I always been like that. Even like when you made it, bro, I'm like, yeah, and I love my boy, but I'm not gonna be up on him because I know he's like, you feel me? Like, cause I already know he was going through it and thinking about it, bro. Like, you feel me? So you feel me? I send my love every time I seen you. Like I always been the same person. And tell all my dudes that made it. Like I never asked for anything. You feel me? I sent all of them texts from all my deal, boy, you good, little hour conversation once a month, 2 months, but I try to give them the most room I could, because you don't know what they going through, bro.
So, you got this great career, illustrious career, accomplished. I saw the Breakfast Club interview too, showed the rings and all that great shit. So when did you feel that it was time to give it up, and what are you doing post NFL career?
For me, I've been wanting to give it up since I was in college. I've been trying to leave football.
That's crazy. That's interesting.
But when I was I say like my last injury, I was just like mentally just took a toll on me. Cause I was always the type where I enjoyed the challenge of being different. So going through the injuries and then coming back a certain way and then creating myself to be the superhuman. You know what I mean? Like I love that. I live for that. But it just with the kids, with how I was living, I was just torn up mentally.
Yeah.
Like I just didn't have it no more mentally after my last injury. And then fought back, went through everything. Started the season, and then got hurt again. And then I had the opportunity to come back, but I was just like, nah, I'm good. So ended it right there, and then afterwards, I was literally trying to find something. You know what I mean? So I literally went from flying planes to farming to playing the guitar to
that's what's up, though.
Doing a fintech edutech app with the mother of my kids. Now I'm strictly into cannabis and then just passive investments. Just because I got my kids, so I take care of all three of my boys by myself or whatever. So for me, I just can't get into anything that's really owner operated.
Yeah.
So right now, I just have I do like Turo, Airbnbs, and then we just put in an application for our cultivation license in Jersey. So yeah, waiting for that. So really that, and honestly, one thing that I wish that I could do, I'm hoping that I do have a chance either now in my life or sometime down the line in my life is really just separate from the world. Just go live in a different country, just go travel, off the grid, and just go really find my inner peace, to be honest. Like that's the type of search of life that I'm on. I have had the opportunity to where I'm financially stable. So me, it's just all about my inner peace. Yeah, people like getting more money. That's cool to chase. That's cool to live that type of lifestyle, all that. But for me, I just want to be able to leave this world in a happy place.
That's crazy, bro. Because people really think NFL players, NBA players, people with money really like they happy at that. And that really don't mean nothing. They want their peace, bro.
Like peace is more important. I think success is how you spend your time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because that's all we got in this world.
It's time.
You know what
That's
I mean?
it.
That's
you can never get it back.
Never. That's the one thing. You can make money. You can lose money. You can make it right back. You can lose a car. You can live a certain lifestyle. You can lose that lifestyle, make it right back. But between all of that, you can never get that happy moment back.
Facts. I can imagine that though. Just like you said, like in the season, your kid 1 year old, you come back, he walking already. You missed the first steps. You missing a bike ride. So I already know that take a toll. That's crazy though. That's super dope though. Like you really put your family in front of your career, because I know a lot of people that never did that.
They chasing the bread. They want to chase the bread.
Mm-hmm.
That's
it's fair. I mean, you know,
definitely.
I ain't trying to knock nobody chasing the bag because
exactly.
You gotta pay, you know. But at the end of the day, this is more. What you're doing is more important, I think, because it's for yourself, and it's going to benefit you, and then ultimately it's going to benefit your kids, man. You know what I mean? Do you think one more real quick? Do you think the cannabis plays a wellness with
for me,
that side of it?
Yeah, for me, cannabis is literally like, obviously we started smoking at 14, 15. You know what I mean? So it was recreational, it was fun. It was a way for us to get together and have certain conversations that we never thought that we would have as kids.
That's a big fact.
That's a fact. We used to talk shit.
Yeah, exactly. so that was then throughout my career, I was addicted to opioids. So cannabis definitely helped me. My sister, she got fibromyalgia.
But that opioid started from the league.
Yeah. It's from all the surgery. It's from all the surgeries. So it's definitely a wellness, mental health thing for me.
That's good.
Yeah.
But they like, it's easiest to get them pills in there.
Oh yeah, of course.
Take them perks.
Yeah,
take them whole ass.
It's the U.S.
That's crazy, bro.
In the league, obviously, aside from the opioid issues, we know that there's been racism issues for the past forever. As a black man in the league, has it really been that impactful? Like, has it impacted you and your experience in the league? And then, recently the issues with the lack of black coaches. How do you feel? Like, what's your take on that, being that you were actually in it, so you were in those trenches?
when you're not in the league, you walk into a room, you're looked at, you could possibly be looked at, what is he about to do? You know what I mean? So I've had both. I understand what both feels like. So being in the league and being a black man, I want life gets a little easier on that sense. As far as where we stand in the business aspirations in the NFL, that's corporate America. We will only get as far as we allow ourselves to. I'm not the type of person to say that, yeah, people keep you back, can possibly hold you from being great or moving up in the world, but there's also another route. It's going to be harder, but you still have the opportunity to do so. So for people to say that black people aren't in that space, yeah, we aren't, but are we doing everything that we could possibly do together to be in there? I don't think so. You know what I mean? So
a lot of victims.
Yeah, and that's the one thing about the black culture I don't like.
Blame game.
Yeah, and it's just like even when you come to like little things, it's like, oh, the reason why I'm hurting is because of this person, it's because of that person, and it's just like, that's all you hear is this person did this person did that, this person did this. Yeah, people do things to you, but you also got the opportunity to create a reaction.
That's a real response, bro. A lot of people don't want to put it like that. Like even though police brutality is crazy, bro, sometimes we be putting that on ourselves.
For sure.
Sometimes we gotta shut up. Take me to jail. I call my lawyer.
Exactly.
Don't tell the police that SMD. Don't go to jail, bro.
Recent situation, homie. Let me. Can I speak to your sheriff or? That's a. I'm law.
Yeah, I'm wrong. Okay.
No. The cop is like, I'm law.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody higher than me.
Yeah.
Even though he got a boss, but it's like. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, that's offensive. I mean, I'm not trying to condone it, but I'm just saying. I get what y'all saying.
There's a different, so even in that, because I've been locked up for weed, I've been in a situation to where they raided my crib here for guns or for whatever.
That's crazy.
The whole time I was going through the situation, I ain't react.
Yeah.
I ain't react. Yeah, I still got locked up for 2 days and went to county. I still did all that.
Alive.
Yeah, I was alive. 2, I could have dealt with the situation another day. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I allowed myself, but that's the thing for us is that in the black community, we don't have the funds to deal with the situation.
Yeah.
2, we don't have the knowledge to understand how to deal with it. Mm-hmm. Well, I switch that around. 1, we don't have the knowledge to understand how to deal with it, and 2, we don't have really the resources or the fund. I
think it's the knowledge because you know what? Yeah. When you think about, I think, you know, there's 4 black men in this room. I have 2 black sons. That's a tall ask.
Oh yeah.
It's asking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's asking you to reframe your natural reaction that a white person or another person from another race doesn't have to do. Mm-hmm. And that's asking a lot from a man, right? Yep. Just take away color from a person, male or female. And I think that, you know, unfortunately we have to learn that. And who's teaching, right? Who's teaching our men, our boys that to have discipline, to have the knowledge, to have the patience, because it's a lot of patience and it's a lot of discipline.
Yep.
To sit there when someone's degrading you or someone's berating you or talking to you and just not react, because your human reaction is to react. Yep. So, in the defense of black men, as a mom, I will say that I am an ally to you guys because I have black sons, and I'm like, hold on a second, you're asking for a lot from them, and you're asking for something that you wouldn't ask of a different group of people. But we do have to be better, right? We always have to fight harder. We always got to be smarter. We always got to be the best achievers. Because we do have that extra pressure on us. It shouldn't be there, but it is. Like when we're watching the judge, and I'm watching her have so much composure in these hearings, and she just has to take what they're saying to her. Black women, black men have had to have learned that for so long. But as you know, like you're saying, the knowledge. I think it is the knowledge, it is the patience, and it is the discipline to be able to say we need to learn this.
And that starts from when we was younger, because even like my son, right? Last week, he got into a situation to where kids in he go to a predominantly white school, to where these kids, he said they dragged him across the gym. They was playing around, they dragged him across the gym, so he went through something with it. teachers knew and everything like that. And then a couple weeks later, they had lunch, and the kids start antagonizing him about that situation. And he wound up telling them, yo, fuck you. So the principal called me, and she was just like, yeah, Dominique cursed. And she didn't know the story, so when he came home, I was standing at the door, he came in, and he was already scared. He was already scared, and this is something I had to realize. He was already scared, so he came in. I was like, there's nothing to be scared about. I just want to just have a conversation with you on what happened. Yeah. So as he was trying to talk about it, he started to get worked up. He started to get worked up, started to get angry, started to get sad because he thought he was about to get in trouble because he was
standing up for himself.
Yeah. Not, I won't even say for standing up for him because I don't think they realized he's standing up for himself. He was about to get in trouble for someone messing with him and not being able to tell his whole story and people listening to him. So he was too worked up, and I was just like, yo, you know what? Just do your homework and we'll talk about it later. Yeah. So he did his homework, came back, sat down. He was sitting at the table. I said, all right, come on, let's go through the story. So he went through the whole story, told me what happened, and I told him, I'm like, what you did was a natural reaction. There was nothing wrong with your reaction, but I'm going to tell you this, as your skin color. I asked him, I said, did your other friend get yelled at? He said, no. I said, now I have to teach you how to react so you won't be the only one to get in trouble. You know what I mean? So those type of conversations, or even allowing to have those conversations, we didn't have when we was younger, because if we come home, there's no talking. We getting our ass whipped. So what that does, that keeps us from being vulnerable. You know what I mean? Like, we stop being vulnerable because we think we're gonna get in trouble. So having those type of conversations to change that next reaction is something that we need to start implementing in our home.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
and it's big on acceptance. Facts. You just gotta accept it. You can't be like, why us? We gotta accept it. That we gotta deal with that. So now I know I gotta deal with that. I already got them questions. I already know how to act because I already know what you about to do. I'm one step ahead of you. I know you about to try to get me worked up so you can arrest me. I know. So I accepted it. So now I know when I get pulled over, you might say something, but I already got that. As soon as the lights go off, I know you're gonna try. So all right, here's my license. As soon as a different color person say a name, I already know you thinking of that, so I'm not gonna get mad. I already know their end game for us is, you feel me, to non-exist. So I'm not gonna give you the pleasure of that, but I'm still not gonna play victim of that.
No, you can't. You got it's a tough balance.
Yeah, that's
or a tedious balance. And the thing is, like my son, dog kids, big kids, your kids. Yeah. I don't know, but you see them cute, they beautiful, right? Some other race, oh, they so cute. But when he get 15, 16, are you going that white person? Are you gonna look at my son cute still? Or he's gonna be a victim? Or you gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Or he's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Or is he gonna be a problem for your daughter? Or you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's crazy because it's like now it's cool that they're young, but when is society gonna accept them the way that they should accept it?
Yeah, you know, that's real. That's a real song, and that's scary that we got to deal with that, man. That's super scary. Yo, man, I really appreciate you for doing this, bro. Like, I really appreciate you. I'm glad that we could give you your flowers. I'm glad that I could bring two people in your house that you don't know and they give you your flowers.
Of course, I
and you really know that you're important to me. You're probably important to them now. You're important to Staten Island. You're important to the world. Even a little bit right here, you're important to me. Good. So I just really want you to know that. I really want you to know I love you. For real, from the bottom of my heart, man. So if this was your last interview, bro, like your last interview ever, you know, what would you want the world to know who Dominique Easley is? Like, say if your son see this 15 years from now and you like want to know who his dad is and was, what would you say?
Yeah, and for me, it's not even the world. It's just them. It's just them. I just want them to understand that Daddy tried. You know, at every little thing, at being a father, at being a friend, being a partner, being a lover, being him. You know what I mean? That I just tried to be better every day. And anything that came in the way, I didn't allow to, even if I did allow to stop, I recognized it, tried to recognize it because we're all not perfect. Tried to recognize it and correct it within my own morals and values.
Yeah.
You know?
That's fire.
That's fire, man.
That's good.
I'm glad we can do this, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Podcast season 2. I told you we gonna come strong. We gonna come better every episode, and we coming with real talk, man. So you gotta give them the beloved one time, man. Beloved. Shout out to one of the best producers ever behind the camera, and he's not a cameraman, man. It's a Marcus, man. You know what? Beloved podcast. We see y'all soon too.